Hi, folks. My name's Woostis. I'm the head of coaching at GGBC. This is our first Meet the Coaches video, so I wanted to add a little bit of an intro to it to let you know what was going on. We're making these videos so that we can showcase our coaches and let people know what's their background for coaching, why are they coaching, and learn a little bit about them. So without any further ado, here's Kiva. All right, so today we have Kiva, and Kiva is going to be telling us a little bit about their self and how they became a coach at GGBC. Kiva, do you want to have a little introduction and tell us a little bit about yourself first?
So I'm Kiva. I've been coaching for about 2 or 3 years now, mostly coaching the support roster. However, I have been an analyst for Open Division, both top 16 teams. We've got Omni Nation made it up there, as well as Wash Brotherhood.
Yeah, for sure, Kiva. You were honestly one of the first coaches I remember that we ended up recruiting. So that kind of makes me wonder, why did you start coaching?
I kind of remember looking for some coaching, trying to improve myself. And so I came across another coach and we got sessions going, this and that. And then eventually it took a few months because, these things take time. But eventually I hit GM and then I was like, okay, I'm looking at all these resources here, Reddit, your Overwatch, Dialosa. I don't really like how all of these guys are kind of presenting their information. Most of this like isn't even factual and they're just looking at the wrong things. And so I was like, okay, now that I have a better understanding of all this, how it works, and I could definitely say I could, help people out.
Absolutely. So when you did decide to start coaching, what brought you to GGBC?
It was actually one of the first ones I saw kind of just searching around. I wasn't really too big of a fan of just finding someone like one on one. I wanted like an actual quote unquote community.
Sure, absolutely. So when you are coaching, you said that you mainly coach the support roles. Are any of those your favorite to coach?
Anna, for sure.
Anna, how come?
It's kind of an interesting puzzle piece where everything kind of falls under like positioning. If you're having trouble with aiming, we're just stop being in the middle of the team, take a step back, take a breather, and suddenly everything is easier to hit. The game kind of slows down, you can see everything that's going on, and it is just interesting how everything kind of falls under that like positioning area there.
Yeah. Being able to not have to worry about, getting killed and people flanking you lets you take a step back and have a lot more impact on the team.
Right. You go on high ground, now nades are easier to hit. You are having trouble with flankers, well, just run into your team. It's in, it goes a bit more in depth in coaching, but that's like a one sentence answer there.
For sure. So when students are playing it, I imagine that as you mentioned, it does go a little bit more in depth. What are some of the most common mistakes that people make when they're playing Ana?
Well, they seem to forget that she has a sniper, and so they just kind of forget about where Hanzos and Widows kind of position themselves and like how far away they go. While Anna can't necessarily go in the high ground, a lot of people like to play her as Moira instead, just playing like within kissing distance of the team for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot harder to make an impact when you're having to do 360s all over the point.
Absolutely, yeah. So this one's kind of an open-ended question, and so there's a lot of ways you can answer it. But what would you say is your coaching methodology, right? What makes the way you do coaching unique, or how do you approach a session?
Well, typically I kind of try to get a good like baseline. What are the issues we're facing? Why are you going for coaching? What are you struggling with? Or did you just want to see like aspects you can improve on? And then from there, I try to find the one key part of their gameplay that they could find and fix and improve the most. That way they see that having the biggest impact, and continuing from there, other few notes that, maybe could help them out.
For sure. And so the final question, you said you've been coaching for a couple years now. What has been your favorite part about coaching?
It is always the messages back I receive, either a few weeks or a few months after the fact, just being like, hey, check this out. I gained 500 SR. I'm living a lot longer now, and your coaching really helped. And it's just kind of like reading those comments, like, it's kind of like reading comments on YouTube, just enjoying hearing what kind of impact I'm making.
Absolutely. I mean, for me too, those comments that you get back from students, post session are always the best. And sometimes when, you're having a bad day, you scroll up in the reviews comments channel and just read some of the nice things that people have said in the past.
Yeah, it's always kind of inspirational.
Absolutely. All right, Kiva, it's been great having you on. Thank you so much for coming by, and I hope you have some awesome future coaching sessions.